Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impressions review of Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. This is a game by Square Enix which costs $60. As always, I am going to play the game for an hour or two or however long until I am confident that I can say without a doubt whether the game, in my opinion, is worth $60 or not. So I will be giving you my running commentary throughout the next hour or 2 hours. If you only want to hear what I think, then you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes of the video and I will give you my concise opinion about the game. The good and the bad points I will highlight in the last 10 minutes of the video. So if you are in a hurry, simply skip to the last 10 minutes. Otherwise, stay tuned and I will be playing the game for the next hour or two, and I will be giving you my running commentary on what I think is good and bad about the game. Now, before we get into the actual game and the gameplay and all of that kind of stuff, I want to make something known. First off, this is not a sponsored video, but Square Enix did provide me with a game key. So they did give me, for the purposes of this review, a game key for this game. So let it be known, frankly, with about 90 to 95% of the review videos on my channel, this is the fact that developers send me game keys. I mean, I always declare it in the description of my video, but for this one I'm specifically telling you guys because Square Enix does not like it when people quote unquote hide it, even though I never hide the fact that developers send me keys. So Square Enix did provide me with a key for this game. Now, on that note, there's something I want to talk about with regards to Square Enix, something that I have noticed in the past 5 to 10 years, maybe 5 to 6 or 7 years. I would probably not say 10 years. Since 10 years ago, Square Enix were simply creating good games and they did not really bother with too much else. But the past 5 or 6 or 7 years, Square Enix have become really anti-consumer. They started implementing DRM in their games, like the Denuvo malware. They started to include in a lot of their games, like another game that I reviewed recently, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. That game has the Denuvo malware in the game, which Square Enix put in there. Octopath Traveler, which is another game that I reviewed. That game also has the Denuvo malware. So Square Enix in the past 5 or 6 or 7 years have started to become really anti-consumer. They started to put in Denuvo DRM malware in their games, which has been proven time and time again in multiple games to affect the game performance, lower FPS. It unnecessarily puts strain on your hard drive, on your PC. You require a constant internet connection in order to play the game. This is the same problem with City Skylines. I've tried to, well, not City Skylines, Planet Zoo I've played, and that game also on multiple occasions, because it has the Denuvo malware, is simply unable to run. I literally cannot play um, Planet Zoo on my computer because Denuvo stops me from playing it. I literally have the game in my library, but Denuvo stops me from playing it. This is something that many players are affected with when the Denuvo malware simply decides that your computer, for some reason, will not run the game. This is something that is very often reported on the Steam forums and on the Square Enix forums, and the developers simply can't do anything about it because the game, the Denuvo malware simply decides that you are not a legitimate owner of the game, even though you have the game in your library. And that has happened to me personally. I'm speaking from experience because it has happened with me with Planet Zoo. So, I am not a fan of Square Enix these days, like I say, due to the fact that they put DRM malware in the games, but as well as the fact that they have made the prices of their game hilariously out of reach for many countries. Now, as you may know, there is on Epic Game Store and on Steam, there is regional pricing, something called regional pricing. Now, the reason why there is a regional pricing is because this game, for instance, that costs $60 in America, $60 in America is not a huge amount of money. It's like, I mean, you would basically go eat a nice meal at a restaurant in America for $60. That would be a pretty nice meal for $60 in America. But $60 in Ethiopia or $60 in Turkey or India or Philippines or South Africa or Argentina or Nigeria, $60 is a hell of a lot of money. That is why you have to have regional pricing for your game, because if you charged $60 all over the planet, then you will never get a single sale in countries like India or Iran or Ethiopia or Nigeria, you know, the third world countries for the most part, even though many of these countries that I've mentioned aren't strictly third world countries, but $60 is a lot of money. Now, this is where we get to Square Enix and their anti-consumer practices. Square Enix just do not give a fuck about the appropriate level of regional pricing for their games. This is evident with Octopath Traveler. This is evident with Marvel Guardian of the Galaxy, with Babylon's Fall, with this game, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, with basically all of their games in the past 5, 6, 7 years. The regional pricing for their games have just been outlandish, and I am talking from experience since I am located in South Africa, and the game costs in South Africa $72. So in America the game costs $60. In Egypt it costs $60, But in South Africa, a third world country where people live on less than $5 a day, this game costs more. It costs $72 in South Africa than what it costs in America and other countries like this. And it is not just South Africa where this is happening. In Brazil, in Mexico, in Nigeria, the game costs more than $60. And I mean, that makes no sense. Argentina is one of the poorest places on this planet, and the game costs $60 in Argentina. Like, the monthly income, like if you have a normal job in Argentina, the monthly income of the average person is about $200 in Argentina, $200. So Square Enix is literally expecting the average Argentinian gamer to give more than 30% of their monthly income to buy this game. That is how hilariously anti-consumer Square Enix is. And it's the same in South Africa. In South Africa, this game costs 900 Rand. Now, 900 Rand is, like I say, around $70. The average South African makes about 4,000 Rand per month. So this game, just this one single game, costs about 25% of the monthly income of the average South African. And I mean, it is like not even within the reach of the average of South African or the average Argentinian to take out 25 or 30% of their monthly earnings on a game like this. It is simply not within the realm of possibilities, and yet Square Enix don't give a fuck. It is not just on this game. Like I say, it's on Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, Octopath Traveler, Babylon's Fall, on this game, on many other Square Enix games. The pricing, the regional pricing, costs 20%, 30%, sometimes even 40% of the average monthly income of that region. Those countries are Tanzania, Iran, Congo, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Pakistan, South Africa, Argentina, Turkey, India, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, all of these countries, Brazil, Mexico. You have to pay 20, 30, even 40% of the average monthly income for the average person in that country for a game, for a Square Enix game. That is how ridiculous it is to charge $60 for a game in those countries, and yet Square Enix are doing it. The game costs more than $60 in South Africa. It costs $60 in Argentina, $60 in Nigeria, Ethiopia, Iran, Vietnam. These countries, like, the people are living on less than $5 a day in these countries, and yet Square Enix are expecting them to take out $60 on a game like this. Now, how it would normally work with a company that is not as anti-consumer as Square Enix is, how it would normally work is this game would cost $10, maybe $15 in those countries like Argentina, Turkey, India, South Africa, Mexico, Brazil, Indonesia. In those countries, normal non-anti-consumer developer would set the regional pricing in those regions to $10 or $15, because there is no way on this earth how any of those countries' people will pay $60 on a game. And for some reason, Square Enix simply are continuing to charge these insane prices in those regions, in these literally third world regions where the people make less than $200 a month, and yet Square Enix is charging $60 for their games in those regions. Now, there are some regions where the regional pricing is lower, like for instance this game, which costs $60 in America and more than $60 in places like Brazil, Mexico, South Africa, those places. The game actually costs $30 if you buy the game from Russia. So right now this game is priced at 2,500 rubles, which is more or less $30 in Russia. In Thailand as well, Thailand pays a little bit less than $60. So Square Enix does have regional pricing implemented in some countries where you pay less than $60, but in other countries like South Africa, which is a third world country where people earn less than $300 per month on average, this game is still costing $60, which is simply insane. I can tell you that the average South African will never pay $60 for this game. So that is really one of the things why I do not have a high opinion of Square Enix. Over the past couple of years, I've said it with my Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy review as well. They included Denuvo malware in that game as well, and I mentioned it in my review. So in my opinion, I am a very I don't know how to say it, moralistic person, and if a game company does things like this where they screw over legitimate buyers of their games by putting in Denuvo malware in their games, or where they screw over people in third world countries where they have to pay $60 or more for a game in a third world country, I do not see look at that country or at that company very how can I say very positively, if you know what I mean. I have a very low opinion of a company like that. There's a couple of companies that do this. 2K Games is another one that simply do not care about their customers. So I wanted to make that clear before I start the game. I will not let this affect my opinion of the game. If the game is a good game, then I will recommend that you buy the game. But I will also let you know, and I have now already let you know, that I do not approve of the practices that Square Enix is doing and has been doing for the past couple of years. And I just do not approve of the anti-consumer practices that Square Enix are doing. They used to be a good company, in my opinion. They used to make brilliant games, and they priced the games appropriately, and they did not include any DRM malware in their games. But in the past couple of years, I don't know what changed. Maybe their leadership changed, but Square Enix, in my opinion, is no longer a company that you should support, and they are no longer a good gaming developer, in my opinion. So with that being said, guys, let's jump into the game. I will not waste another word on this matter. You now know my opinion, you know what I think about this company. Let's then jump into the game. So the game is, as far as I could see, a turn-based JRPG from the screenshots that I've seen. As I said, I have not played the game at all yet. So, but as far as I know, it is a turn-based JRPG. It is worth mentioning that the game is a console port. So the game is not a PC game, it is a console port. So hopefully whichever company ported this game over from consoles to PC, hopefully that company did a good job, because otherwise I will be mentioning all of the problems that come up with relating to the fact that this game is a console port. Usually console ports, if they are done badly, will manifest in the fact that the controls are wonky and the mouse movement will also be wonky, and there will usually also be frame rate issues because many consoles run at 30 FPS. So I will be telling you all of that stuff if I notice anything weird due to the fact that it is a console port. Please select the difficulty, a mode for players who are familiar with action games. Engage in brutal battles. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's take action. I guess that's the medium difficulty. So I will just quickly mention that there is a song in this game, a song called My Way, which I am forbidden from uploading to YouTube. So if I hear that song playing, I will immediately stop the sound. I will mute the sound, just so that you guys know. Okay, so apparently the song is coming up 4 minutes into the game. That is what I'm reading, so I will just mute the sound. I think now, with this upcoming cutscene, I will see. I will see if the song comes up, because, like I say, from what I'm reading, they're saying the song plays approximately 4 minutes into the game for approximately 1 minute. So we will see if the song actually comes up.
Bring it!
Okay, so I'm just gonna attack it, basically. Dodge, dodge. Okay, you have to lock on, apparently. Okay, I did dodge, but apparently dodge doesn't work too nicely. Okay, and I'm staggered. How do I heal? Like, my health is getting low. You can see there at the bottom left. My health is getting pretty low. And yet I don't see a way to actually heal. Okay, let's dodge, dodge. My health is getting really low. How do I heal? What does this do? Okay, well, I activated something weird. I don't know what it is, but I activated something. Okay, apparently that was that. Okay, I think the song is coming up now.
Looks like it. Then why doesn't it feel like it?
And we get another loading screen, which is fine. I guess the game has to load, even though it would be nice if it didn't load for such a small, short battle, you know? But okay. So I think the song is coming up in just a second. I will then mute the sound. Yes, it's right here. So I will just have to mute the actual audio here. Yeah, I have to mute the audio here. So yeah, unfortunately I have to mute here. I've heard this song actually before. I've heard it in a couple of movies. It's a very famous song, actually. It's that other song, I'll do it my way, basically that song. Okay, it's over now. So we should be safe right now. I don't know why, but the game looks extremely pixelated. I mean, look at that. It looks terrible, to be completely honest with you. It looks horrible. I don't know if it's just the starting area, but it looks really bad. So this is the tutorial area. look at that. The graphics just looks terrible. And I'm actually running the game on high, like literally on high. I can show you guys. System settings, graphic settings. Look at that texture detail, high. Like, how can it be so bad when you're running a game on high? I mean, this looks like a game from 2010. And I'm sure it will look even worse on YouTube, since YouTube obviously messes with the graphics quality even more. The game does not look as good on YouTube as it actually does when you're playing the game, you know. Yellow bar before above an enemy is break gauge. Yeah, that's fine. I am aware of break gauges. Press right click to expend MP to use an actual ability to deal heavy damage to your foe. Yep, that's pretty standard. Break enemies by completely depleting their break gauge. Approach broken enemies and press Ctrl to finish them off with a soul burst. Slaying enemies with a soul burst will recover your MP and reach your maximum MP. I like the blood on the character. If it didn't look so absolutely terrible. Hold Ctrl to deplete your break gauge and adopt the soul shield stance. Breaking an enemy in the stance will restore MP and increase your maximum MP. Press left click after a successful block to lunge towards and unleash a normal attack. Okay. I need to wait for him to attack me. And then attack. Okay, I did that.
Ready?
Soul Shield is an extremely powerful counter that will stagger an enemy while raising your maximum MP. However, it will greatly reduce your break gauge, so a failed Soul Shield may end up putting you in hot water. Okay, so that's a counter. I'm, to be honest, not going to be doing countering. I am not a fan of countering at all. Guarding, on the other hand, will greatly reduce the amount of break damage you take. It's a safe way to reduce the threat of incoming attacks. Start combat by guarding to get feel for your enemy's attack, then gradually mix encounters with your soul shield as you get more comfortable with the flow of battle. The amount of MP gained by soul shield is directly proportional to the amount of break damage a blocked attack would have dealt. Soul shield is an effective countermeasure against big damaging attacks, but guarding and evasion are better strategies against smaller, faster attacks that hit more often. I'm not a fan of guarding at all. When you deflect an enemy ability with a purple name using Soul Shield, that ability will become usable as an instant attack. Activate instant abilities by pressing F. Instant abilities do not consume MP, but their number of uses are limited. Okay, that's an interesting mechanic, but like I said, I am not a fan of guarding at all. Okay, throw stone. So now I can throw stone. Okay, apparently you need to lock on before you can throw stone. That's useless. Stupid that it doesn't lock on automatically. When your maximum MP has increased to 2 or more full gauges, you can spend MP and max MP to cast Lightbringer tab +4. while Lightbringer's active enemies become easier to soul burst, which is very helpful when you're surrounded by foes. For more information, see the relevant entry in the tips section. Okay, tab +4. Tab +4. Okay, the combat is pretty easy, to be honest. I thought that the game was a JRPG, but apparently not, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I would have liked it for it to be a turn-based JRPG, you know, simply because I prefer the turn-based system, but what can you do? In the recent years, Square Enix have really moved away from the turn-based system. Like with Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 14, they just moved away from that system, and with this game obviously as well, which isn't turn-based. And I actually prefer the turn-based system much more than an active system, to be honest. Simply because I grew up playing games like Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Look,
which were all
crystals can sense each other.
turn-based, obviously.
Don't you? My mission is to kill Chaos. That's all I know.
Me too.
Good. We're all on the same hunt.
I'm Jack.
Jed.
Ash.
So you can see here, the graphics is good, but for some reason the graphics looked absolutely shite in that wheat field area. I mean, the graphics looked horrible. Okay, so all of a sudden, several weeks have passed from them meeting.
What?
Need something for that?
It's just a scratch. Nothing a little spit can't heal. When are we gonna fight Chaos? All this monster hunting is a pain in the ass.
Seriously. Fingers crossed we're done.
Either way, time to pay the king a visit.
And we don't leave without answers.
The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas languish. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come.
Something that has always been true of Final Fantasy games is really long cinematics, and a lot of them. Like, I remember some of the earlier Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 9, 10, had literally hours of pre-rendered cinematics.
Few could have slain even one of those abominations, let alone 3. There is still the matter of your number, however.
When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come.
And your crystals trouble me. They do not shine the color they should.
Can't argue with that. But you need warriors, right? Look in front of you. Here we are, ready and willing to take Chaos down for you.
And with all due respect, isn't that what matters most?
Perhaps. Yet a question still weighs on my mind, warriors of the Dark Crystals. Why court danger so eagerly? What could you possibly hope to gain?
All I care about is seeing Chaos dead. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger, a thirst. Does that answer your question?
Very well. Minister Lagom, fetch the key to the shrine.
My lord.
Jack, Ash, Jed. I place the future of Cornelia in your hands. Do not fail us.
One thing that is also very strange about Square Enix, I know they're a Japanese company, but in each and every one of their bloody games these days, it seems there's a very, very muscular, very big black man. It's like in each and every one of their games, they make the black character very muscular and very big. Like, don't they know that there are some other black people on the planet as well? Like, they're always very muscular, very big, very brutish. It's really a stereotype and a trope that I think Square Enix should move away from, because they've now done it in multiple games where just really they have a scrawny kid like this dude, then they have a muscular white guy, and then they have a very muscular, very brutish, almost barbarian looking black guy. I just think they should do a little bit of introspection and realize that they can't get away with this stereotyping forever, especially not in today's social climate. But so far it doesn't seem many gamers have noticed. A lot of gamers notice when a character is gay or transsexual or anything like that, but they do not seem to be noticing the repeated black brutish trope being put in games.
Many warriors have come before us, but you are different somehow. I expect great deeds.
The voice acting, or the voice syncing, the lip syncing in this game is particularly terrible, it would seem.
Little is known about the shrine, aside from the fact it is choked with darkness and wicked monsters. Tread carefully, warriors. Do not let this be our final meeting.
Look at that. The lip syncing in this game is terrible. It was also very terrible in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I said it in my review, the lip syncing in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is terrible. Like, the lips do not move even in the slightest in sync with the voices, and it seems it is the same in this game. It's really quite distracting, to be honest. It seems like they didn't do any effort with regard to the voice syncing. And from a multi-billion-dollar company, I would really have expected a little bit better than that.
Cornelia is counting on you to save us from the darkness. I know you will. May the crystal's blessing be with you always.
The graphics is like really weird. I don't know what it is, but like, look at her crown. You know, you guys can see her crown. It's massively I don't know, pixelated or something. I don't know what it is, but it looks bad. The same with this little girl's eyebrows. Like, look at her eyebrows. It looks not good.
I wonder where Sarah went. She said she wanted to speak with you, but
Look at that. The eyebrows are just weird.
You look every bit the warrior. I can imagine it serves you well.
It's the same on this character.
Even so, I would
Look at
kindly
that.
ask that you smile in front of my daughters.
The eyebrows look really weird. The crown on her head looks very weird. It's almost as if it's out of focus, but not really out of focus. I don't know. It looks terrible, to be honest. It's very distracting. I would not have expected such bad graphics on a game like this. This is a pre-rendered CGI, obviously.
What's going on?
It's very easy to spot when it's pre-rendered CGI and when it's not.
People love her.
Like a flower blooming in a dark wasteland.
Come on, Jack. Wouldn't kill you to smile for once.
Jack, you've returned. And with a few more scars.
Nah, it's nothing. Jack has the best medicine.
That's wonderful. In that case, if it's not too much trouble, would you be able to spare some for our soldiers in the castle? There's no medicine, is there?
Is there something you want?
There is. I need a favor from you. I heard you were going to the shrine, so I thought this would be my only chance to
A
ask.
favor?
Two, actually.
Of course.
There was a knight by the name of Garland who set off to battle Chaos as well, but he never returned. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Look, we don't have time for a rescue mission, Princess.
I understand. You don't need to go out of your way. Just keep an eye out for him.
What does he look like?
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold. He towered over the other knights. Even so, his voice was always warm.
How long ago was this?
Perhaps 10 years ago. Although, it seems just like yesterday. No one believes me. Not the minister, not my father. They say a knight by the name of Garland never existed.
As you wish. We'll see what we can do about your missing knight.
Thank you, Jack. Jack, wait. The other favor. Come back safe. And soon. May the crystal's blessing be with you. Always.
Odd. Your crystal vibrating too?
Yeah, weird.
Forget it. We need to focus. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day. Let's get some rest.
And you can see this is no longer CGI. This is now in-game.
Why don't you spend the night here?
It looks dramatically worse immediately.
Great. Come on in.
And this is CGI again.
News of your
Oh
departure
no, wait,
will
it
soon
isn't
spread,
CGI. This is
and
in-game.
failure will leave a stain on the king's reputation. Bear this in mind. Travel northwest, and you will reach the Chaos Shrine. Go with the crystal's blessing.
So we get weapons for some reason, I don't know why. You can talk to people on the world map, press escape to open the game menu, then talk to initiate a conversation. These chats will give you glimpses into the everyday lives of the people of this world. Okay, so now what do I do? Where do I need to go? It's really strange just dropping me onto this map without explaining anything. So there's a main mission there and there's a main mission there. You can see there at the top it says main mission, but it says main mission completed, and on this one it doesn't say main mission completed, so I assume that... Okay, let's have a look. Main mission completed, side mission, tutorial great swords, tutorial daggers, tutorial knuckles, and then on this one it just says main mission illusion of journey. So I imagine I need to go over here. Each mission has a predetermined mission level. Make sure to compare this with your average equipment level before attempting a mission. The lower your average equipment level is compared to the mission level, the more break damage you will receive and the less damage you will deal. Well, that's very shitty. That's terrible. That's a terrible mechanic. Why? Like, I don't get it. That's like a very bad method of... I don't even know, like it basically is going to force you to constantly buy and have the highest possible level equipment. So the equipment level is going to determine how strong you are, not the stats of the equipment. So basically what they're telling you here is you constantly have to equip and hunt for the highest possible equipment level. It doesn't matter if the stats on it are good or bad, you simply have to equip the highest average equipment level items so that you can do more damage. That's a terrible method of doing game scaling and level scaling and monster scaling. Instead of allowing the player to choose the best equipment for their character and the equipment that they actually want to use, you are now forcing the player to simply choose the highest level equipment. So there's no skill involved with building your character. There's no skill involved with choosing the best equipment. You simply have to choose the highest equipment level, and that will immediately allow you to do more damage and take less damage from the enemies. So that's a really lazy and shoddy method to do character scaling, level scaling, weapon scaling, gear scaling. All of that is immediately thrown to the wind due to that mechanic, where every map will have a level and your team will have a gear level, and if you are below that map level, then you will automatically do less damage and take more damage.
Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
That's another pre-rendered cinematic.
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
You can immediately see if it's a pre-rendered cinematic or not, because you just look at the hair and at the eyebrows and the eyelashes. It just looks terrible if it is not a pre-rendered cinematic.
This'll be a walk in the park.
We'll watch your back.
And I really don't know why it is like that. Like, it's really quite terrible. The quality of the game, I did not expect it to be so bad. Like, really. Holy shit, and this game is very hungry, very VRAM hungry. Like, the game uses almost the entirety of my graphics card's VRAM. 8 gig of VRAM usage is disgusting. Like, really, it is disgusting. Let's pump up this one a little bit to 100. Let's see if that makes any difference to the actual quality of the eyebrows and the hair and that kind of stuff. Touch the cubes to restore your MP, HP and refill your potions. If your max MP is lower than your initial MP, it will be restored. Doing so will revive any slain enemies, blah blah blah. When you fall in battle, you will return to the last cube you touched. Okay, so that's basically like Dark Souls. It's in fact exactly what the Dark Souls system is. Job trees, let's have a look. Can we change anything here? Not enough job points. Swordsman, pugilist. Can we actually choose the different ones or what? I'm not seeing anything that I can actually choose. It doesn't say set or nothing like that. I assume you can't choose at all. You can switch here by pressing 1 and 2. Okay, apparently not.
This is the one.
3. Okay, so you can have daggers and then you can have a big weapon. I would almost prefer daggers because you can attack quicker, but the large weapon will have sweeping attacks which will hit multiple enemies at once.
Warm welcome.
I don't stand a chance. They're down! And up!
This is the one.
Press R or T to activate an ally's resonance staff, during which they will use their abilities more aggressively. Okay, T or R.
Let's go.
This'll be a breeze.
Ash, show me what you can do.
Now watch it learn a couple things.
Okay, so we all got a job level up. Okay, we can't jump or anything like that. We can't go up here, seems. By the way, they haven't told me anything about dashing like this. Dash, dash, dash. They haven't told me anything about that. They haven't told me anything about sprinting. Like right now I'm sprinting. I figured all of this out on my own. They have not told me anything about that. Not sprinting, not dashing, not guarding while out of battle. They didn't tell me anything about that. They haven't told me how to heal yet. I know that I can heal by pressing Q on the keyboard, but they haven't told me anything about that either. So, to be honest, the tutorial is pretty fucking bad. They haven't told me anything about these things.
There's one down there.
Let's take.
You can instantly change from one battle set to the other with G. Yes, I already figured that out on myself. Each set has its own break gauge. Switch carefully between the two to give yourself edge in battle. you can change your battle sets by opening the battle statistics or battle settings menu and pressing the middle mouse button. Change your battle sets. Okay, so if you press exit and then battle settings and then okay, change jobs and gear, blah blah blah, press 1 or 2 to change between the character you want to customize. Be aware that part members other than Jack are limited in the equipment they can use. Changing equipment affects various stats, and pressing G will automatically equip the gear with the highest level. Every piece of equipment has a level that determines its stats and the strength of its effects. Yes, well, we already saw that you literally just have to equip the highest level gear. You don't need to care at all about the stats that that gear gives, because the way that the game is designed, the highest level gear will always 100% of the time be the strongest due to the way that the game is designed, because as long as you are a higher gear level than the enemies, you will do more damage and take less damage as well. It's a very bad method of doing game scaling in my opinion, but what can you do? That is the choice that the developers have made. Battle set job grants job affinity bonuses to both battle sets. Having an affinity with a job will grant you some of that job's powers in battle and allow you to gain XP for it as well. Having affinity with a job, I don't completely understand. A battle set's job grants job affinity bonuses to both battle sets. A battle set's job. Okay, battle set's job. I don't completely understand that. So that's the one battle set and this is the other battle set. But I'm not seeing anything changing. Both of them are level 2. This one is level 2 a little bit further than the other one, but I don't really understand what they say about battle sets job will grant job affinity, something like that. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, so I can change my job here. This one uses a great sword, this one uses gloves, and this one uses knives. You can see there at the right side my stats change with each of those. Hold right click to continue the assault, slowly increasing the numbers of attacks made. Regardless of the enemy's position. Job affinity. Okay, let's see if I switch this one to this one. Fighting style, master prowess to deliver flurries of powerful close combat strikes. Each hit with hand-to-hand weapons adds to your prowess, which directly increases your attack power. You can also hold left click to unleash a powerful finishing blow. Pugilists also gain access to explosive fist. Keep the pressure on by holding right click to unleash continuous attacks, enabling you to quickly raise your prowess. Okay, so this one gives job affinity and that one as well. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. I think that's fine. I think we can switch to this one. I just want to have a look here. More spirit, more magic defense. But yeah, that's fine. I think we can take this one instead of the daggers. Okay, now I can't go up again. But I couldn't go up in any way, I think. Can we go up here? Nope, we can't. Okay. Okay, so this one is obviously good
I barely even got going.
with
Barely.
AoE attacking, but I think the fists will be better with single target attacking. Some enemies cannot be staggered by regular attacks. Soul Shield and action abilities, however, can still stagger them. In addition, using R and T will cause your allies to use abilities more frequently. Stagger enemies first, then move in to deal the killing blow.
Trouble.
And let's switch to this one a little bit and see how this goes. I think this one will be stronger with single target enemies.
Where does all that darkness come from?
We got company.
Come on, follow me.
What? A monster just popped out of that one!
Guess the darkness wasn't bad enough.
Good.
Jack, say it so! Jack!
Okay, I did dodge there. Okay, so apparently you die if your character dies. Like the other characters don't even heal you, or they can't resurrect you, nothing like that. After falling in battle, you will be sent back to last cube. You may also lose max MP depending on the difficulty. Soul Shield and Burst Shield are very useful for increasing your maximum MP, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's shitty. Like, in all other previous Final Fantasies, if you die, then at least the party members can resurrect you, but apparently in this one not. That's really shitty in my opinion.
Knock him down.
I mean, what's the use of having a party even then? If you die, if your party isn't going to even help you or anything like that, that's really stupid. Yeah, this one is much quicker with single attacks, I think.
We should be fine here.
What should we do now?
Jack will be broken when his gauge is depleted, causing him to ramp. This will also decrease his max MP and removes any buffs, okay?
Keep our heads cool.
Okay, dodge, dodge.
Ash, show me what you can do.
You
Time
got
to
it.
go wild.
Press Q. Yes, I already know that. It would have been nice if you guys told me that earlier, but that's fine.
Focus on how we can do better next time. Nice one, Jack. Now let's see what secrets this place is hiding.
Okay, I guess we can't get that down right now. It's probably something we can do later on.
Cubes, over there.
Should we take a breather?
On leveling up, you will be rewarded with job points. Job points can be used on the job tree to unlock skills and abilities. You can access the tree from various locations, including cubes and the world map. Okay, let's quickly have a look here. So, job points, I have 2 over there, and then I have 2 over here, and then I have 1 over here. So the job points are separated. That's fine. Let's unlock that one. We don't have a choice. Not enough job points. This one needs 2 job points. A series of uppercuts that deal damage, knocks enemies into the air. Increases break, engage, recovery. Sure, let's take that one. And then let's go over to this one. Increases swordsman job affinity. Decreases damage taken. Increases swordman job affinity. Let's take that one. That's fine. Guarding against magic damage. Magic attacks like fire will still deal some damage even if you guard. Continuous hits with certain effects will inflict status ailments. Additionally, taking damage from the same element repeatedly will make you vulnerable to that element, temporarily allowing subsequent attacks of the same type to deal even greater damage. That's literally the same system that Dark Souls uses. Dark Souls uses exactly the same system. So it seems Square Enix have not just stolen the bonfire system from Dark Souls, but also the status ailment system from Dark Souls as well. Let's see, I think I got new bracers. How do I equip another item? Okay, how do I equip another item? Okay, over here. And those are the new ones, but they look exactly the same. Yeah, literally, I don't see any difference between them. Yeah, they're literally the same. Oh, I hate the fact that pressing exit takes you out of the screen completely. Instead of it taking you just back one step, it takes you out of it completely. I would have liked it if it instead just took you out one step, you know? Took you back one step, basically.
Getting sloppy.
Win is a win.
Warm welcome.
This'll be a breeze.
How the hell did that hit me?
Good.
Jack, say it ain't so.
Try not to get.
Why aren't my people attacking?
Ash, show me what you...
Fucking attack. Why are they just standing there like idiots? Like, that's useless. There's nothing more that irritates me more than having useless AI companions that do nothing. Like, really, it's fucking irritating when that's what the AI do, you know? Like, if they're useless, they might as well not even be in the fucking game. I did heal, I did press Q there, but apparently, I don't know, I was staggered or something, I don't know. I pressed Q and it simply did nothing. It didn't heal or anything like that. But that's fine, we don't lose experience or anything like that.
You know, I almost feel sorry for them.
Next.
There you are. Jack, let's go.
Hit him, it's gonna hurt.
Finish him, Jack.
Good.
And I'm dead again. Like, it's ridiculous. These things do 2 fireballs, then I'm like dead. What the hell? And there's no time to react because you're a melee character, you're right in the face of the thing, you know, there's no time to react.
You know, I almost feel sorry for them.
Keep it up, everyone. Warm welcome.
This'll be a breeze. Nice! Now we're talking!
Look at that, there's no time to react.
Try not to get hit.
I pressed Q. Okay.
Good.
Jack, Zayden, so!
My people aren't attacking. They're literally doing nothing. Okay, now they're attacking that other one at the other side.
Might have better match.
Get back. It's gonna blow.
Another one of those things. I guess.
What the hell?
Got a ways to go.
See anything following us?
Let's get ourselves together.
I'm like really not liking this battle system. Fucking the allies stand around not doing anything for like 50% of the time, and the enemies deal stupid amounts of damage. Like 3 fireballs and you're dead.
We got company.
Come on, follow me.
Now watch him learn a couple things.
Look at that, they're supposed to be attacking that fucking guy. Dodge.
Save some of that for me.
No room for mistakes.
Okay.
All out.
Okay, I'm out of healing now. Okay, there's 2 more, well, 3 more over there. And they're just hovering there and they're gonna blast me with fucking fire again.
Ash, show me what you
Dodge, dodge, dodge.
Learn a couple things.
Holy shit, the range on these things is insane. Like, it shoots all the way from over there.
treasure, huh?
And it doesn't seem that health regenerates at all. Like, that's really stupid. A game where health doesn't regenerate is like really bad. Like, I can understand health not regenerating in a survival game, like for instance Dark Souls or something like that. You know, that's fine if health doesn't regenerate there because the entire game is about difficulty and shit like that. But I mean, this is a game that I'm playing on normal difficulty, and like, I'm already out of healing stuff. I can't heal anymore. My people don't have any healing abilities, nothing like that. Like, it really just seems that Square Enix tried very, very hard to turn this game into a Souls game, into a Dark Souls game or Elden Ring, just because you have no healing. Like, I'm out of healing now. There's no regeneration. The enemies kill you in like 3 hits. It just really seems like Square Enix tried really, really hard to turn this game into a Souls game. And they're not doing a good job at all. Because you can't play a Souls game with 3 different fucking characters. And 2 of those fucking characters don't help you at all. Like, literally, the characters are useless. Look at that, there's no time to react. Literally no time to react. Fucking attack the thing.
Show me what you can do.
You got it.
Oh, I'll leave you dazzled.
Whatever doesn't kill you.
We need to patch ourselves up.
Really fucking irritating. There's no time to react to them attacking you. Okay, so should I go through here? Is it bad? Is it good? Is there healing? Okay, that's good. At least there's healing. Let me just have a look around. Okay, so obviously I won't be able to go through there right now.
Have to get through those flames.
Mages are masters of utilizing action abilities to break enemies. Normal attacks with a mace will recover ample MP, and charge attacks can take big chunks out of an enemy's break gauge, allowing mages to break foes all the faster. Mages can cast spells with right click and will recover MP while casting. Well, that seems like my kind of fighting style, because this melee fighting style is absolutely dog shit. Let's have a look. So you say there's a mace. Mace. Let's have a look. Mage mashers. Mace. Okay, so I lose 4 physical attack and 2 magic attack, but gain 1 intellect. Cannot equip this weapon with your current job. Change jobs. I mean, sure. I don't know if I want to keep the pugilist or if I want to keep the greatsword. I think let's keep the pugilist and rather change the greatsword. Okay, so now I am a mage with the pugilist. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. How do you change characters again? I can't see where you can change your character.
All right.
Let's open again, battle settings, change character. Jack, there we go, okay. Then we can give him... Okay, so he's a duelist. Can we change him from being a duelist? I'm not too certain. Can we change? No, apparently we can't change his job at all. Can we give him better weapons? Yes, we can. Level 6, that's quite a bit better. Okay, and then the other dude, Ash, is also a pugilist for some reason. Let's give him the best gloves. That's fine. And yeah, we can't give him another job. He is also forced to be a pugilist. It's a little bit strange that they would give you 2 pugilists at the beginning. I mean, that doesn't leave a lot of room for customization, to be completely honest, but what can you do? Okay, so that's fine. I am now a mage. Let's have a look. Lock on, cast fire. Okay, that's casting fire. So how do I cast something else? I literally don't see how to cast something else. G?
Time for a change. All right.
No. Oh, okay. Fire. Water. Earth and air. Okay. And then if I just cast like this, right click. Nothing happens. Am I out of MP or what's going on? Let's have a look. Let's heal. Because obviously I'm gonna die if we don't heal. Oh, and then we can also maybe just check the job trees quickly. Okay, swordsman. Equip acquired abilities from the battle settings menu. You can reach the menu by pressing enter when selecting the acquired ability. Okay, lunge forward, then slash and strike foes with successive strikes. Okay, but you're not allowing me to set it. I'm trying to set it, but you're not allowing me to set it. But okay. Pugilist, duelist. I don't care much about that. Let's have a look. Mage isn't here. Ah, there we go. The mage. Well, I don't have any mage stuff right now. Can't I change the job trees for my other people? Like, can you literally just change your own job trees and not any of the other people's job trees? That's really bad. Like, what if I want to make some of my people to be a mage or something like that? I literally don't seem to be able to change their jobs at all. That's pretty shitty. If you go to edit party, like, literally, I don't see anything where you can change their jobs. You can only change your own job, not their jobs. That's really shitty if that's true. Let's see. Okay, so that's attacking. And then magic is just right click. Okay, so we unlocked this one now, but oh, okay. We can go back and do some over here. Let's have a look. How the hell I dodged? Okay, heal.
Okay.
Ouch, ouch. Why aren't my people attacking? Look at that, they're just standing there. They're literally doing nothing, just standing there. Fucking useless.
Almost out of potions.
Hey, be safe, guys.
Holy tits.
Not dead yet.
Should be fine here.
I could keep going.
Like these allies are just useless. Absolutely useless. The amount of times that they literally just stand there doing nothing is like astounding. It's the most useless allies ever. Ouch.
I'll take that.
Okay, that's nice. We got a couple of magic items out of that cactuar.
Now then.
What should we do now?
Okay, let's have a look quickly at those items that we got. There were even some yellow items. Equipment with job affinities. Weapons and armor may have job affinities. You may be granted job affinity bonuses based on your job total affinity. Carefully select your job and equipment to get most out of your bonuses. Okay. So this guy obviously we want to keep as a mage. Let's have a look if there's any changes here. Yes, there are. Okay, this one is a little bit better. We get some mage affinity over here. That's nice. This one gives us more spirit and more magic defense. I think that will be pretty good. And yeah, that's that. Not bad. Can I change? Yes, I can change the other guys' weapons as well. Okay, so this one is a level 3 mashers, so it does less damage, but you get more job affinity. I mean, I guess that more job affinity will be better, even though, like I said, it is directly worse to have a lower level item equipped than higher one. Some single pieces of armor take up multiple slots. For example, the Pale Protector occupies both the legs and body slots. Although you sacrifice an equipment slot, items of this type make up for it by offering higher stats. Okay, so this gives 6 and 5. And I lose my legs. Which I guess isn't too bad, since right now my legs aren't that good in any way. I mean, though those are my legs, so they're not very good. And then let's have a look at Ash's equipment as well. It seems he can only equip a new head. We can do that. I don't really like the navigation system either, like pressing exit, going over here, switching to another character, going in here, selecting the stuff here. It's just, it takes like a minute per character to go through all of the new equipment that you got and to equip all of it. It just takes a little bit too long. It's a little bit laborious, you know. It could definitely be more streamlined and better. I don't know how to get down there. Oh, can you actually fall down? Well, my dude just fell down. I don't know. Oh, okay. Apparently I can fall down. Okay, so yeah, you can fall down apparently. I can't heal now anymore because I don't have any pebbles or whatever remaining anymore. So we have to go over here, otherwise we're gonna die. Job 3, I think I got a few mage levels. Let's have a look. Increases magic vulnerability resistance, increases MP recovery for normal attacks. Increases mage affinity, we definitely want that so that we can level quicker. Increases MP recovery limit when casting magic. Raises your mace and assails enemies with a striking attack that sends them flying. Don't really want that, but I do want this one. Increases MP recovery from normal attacks. But it's just plus 4.7%. That's not a lot, to be honest. Let's have a look here. Job affinity plus 15%. Wow, that's quite a lot. We will definitely go for that. And I don't want to go back through there again. Those fucking flame elementals are just a little bit too crazy. I don't know what these red things are that pops up. The game hasn't told me what they are yet. And constantly there's these little red things that's popping up. Each attack has individual attributes. Physical attacks have the slash, pierce, or strike attributes, while magic attacks have the ice, fire, lightning, earth, water, wind, holy, or dark attributes. Some enemies are weak certain attributes and take greatly increased break damage from attacks sharing those attributes.
Nice room.
With plenty of places to hide. Stay alert.
Okay, so here's 2.
Ash, show me what you can do.
Got it.
Okay, can't go over there. Okay, there's another portal thing, so there's gonna come a lot of people out of there. I like this weapon more than the pugilist weapon because this one deals more break damage than physical damage. So obviously you can break your enemies much more often than with the pugilist weapon, which means you get more experience. Reduced max break gauge. Enemy break gauges refill slowly, making soul burst a difficult proposition when there are lots of foes about. Lowering an enemy's max break gauge will prevent them from recovering as much gauge and slow the rate at which it recovers. When facing many foes, use tab +4 often to lower enemies' max break gauges. Tab +4. Is there even anything up here worth fighting about? Doesn't look like it.
I don't stand a chance.
Okay, so he died immediately. That's nice. Or did he die immediately? I think so, because I got experience. Okay, well, it seems he dropped on top of another enemy. That's really nice. Okay, tab +4. Okay, there for some reason my teammates actually did some work. You know, they didn't just stand around picking snot out of their noses. They actually did some work there. They actually went around and attacked enemies while I was busy with other enemies. So that's good. That's how AI are supposed to work in a game. But so far, they've been absolutely terrible up until now. And they probably will continue to be terrible in the future. This was probably just a fluke when they decided to actually be a little bit useful in this scenario. Okay, so this entire area is done. Those wolves are quite easy to kill, actually. I might come back here to this area to farm them because they were really easy to kill and I gained a lot of experience. Anything down there? No, I don't see anything down there.
So we've come full circle, huh?
Lancers can assail foes from a distance with their long reach and exploit the enemy weaknesses with weapon skills of every attack type. Pierce, strike, slash. They can also use lance hurl by right-clicking, holding down the button will enhance the attack. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, what's going on here? I first want to get to that save point, the bonfire over there. Okay, apparently I can't go over here. There's a ladder over there, which I missed. Ladders, be sure to keep an eye out for them. Yes, well, this ladder was pretty well
Cool, found a way through.
Next time we need
hidden, to be honest. Oh, okay, so this is that other ladder which I found earlier. So, okay, we already know about this one, so that's fine. So we can go back up here. Do I want to go back? What was back? I don't really think I want to go back. I don't think there's anything really of interest back there.
Spotted.
Jack, let's go!
That time as well, my teammates actually did some work. They actually attacked and didn't just stand around counting their toes. That's good. I like the fact that some of the environment is destructible.
That worked.
It doesn't happen to me.
Die already!
I wonder why these bats have red names, why their names are red.
That was close.
If we can breathe, we can fight again.
It would be nice if the game told me why their names are red, but as we've seen already, the tutorials in this game are quite lacking. Okay, so that looks like a boss area, perhaps? Okay, let's have a look at my items quickly again. You constantly have to look at your items to see if there's any improvements, because as we've seen now, the higher level your items are, the more damage you do and the less damage you take. It doesn't make sense, to be honest, but that is how the game is designed. Okay, so on this one I gain some magic defense, physical defense, and stamina, and I lose 1 agility. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's not too bad. I don't think these other ones really give anything better. So I guess that's fine. Okay, here's some items that give mage affinity. Reached 50%. Skill attack bonus, that's nice. And then this one gives a lot of duelist affinity. That's really nice. I'm definitely gonna want to put that on one of my other characters. Okay, no, nothing good there. Okay, let's go back. Let's switch to Jed. Duelist, you say, duelist. Okay, so he now also has 50%. That's good. And then we can switch to Ash. Check out these items as well. That's that pretty much.
I bet Chaos saves the biggest tower for himself.
Still got a ways to go.
Yeah, stay alert. Stay focused.
Canceling actions. Some abilities can be triggered to cancel an action early. Instant abilities stolen from enemies can be activated to cancel an action mid-use and faster than would otherwise be possible. Or using the following combo against your try using the following combo against your phones. Normal attack, action ability, instant ability. I don't really want to do that. All command abilities, including Lightbringer, can be triggered after cancelling their action. Also note that you are invulnerable to enemy attacks while triggering Lightbringer. Use this to your advantage when surrounded by foes. It's really laborious pressing tab and 4 at once because you have to leave, your fingers have to leave all of your movement abilities like W, S, A, and D, and space, and shift, and control, all of that you have to leave, and then you have to press tab and 4 at once, at the same time. That's a really laborious, like, it really takes like a couple of seconds actually to look at your keyboard, press tab and 4, and then go back to W, A, S, and D. I really wish there would have been some better trigger for Lightbringer. Okay, so this is 2 fireballs and 3 in fact portals. So this is going to be a big battle, so I'm probably gonna use shift or a tab and 4 in this fight, I think.
There you are.
This'll be a breeze.
I got it. Kill the fiends and these growths get weaker. Looks like that's most of it.
Time to stop it once and for all. Here it comes. 1 down, 2 to go.
That's all of them.
Focus on how we can do better next time.
Okay,
Finally a break. This will take us straight to the tower.
that wasn't too bad. I think we actually ended the fight early due to me going straight for that middle portal thing, because I don't think the fight would have ended that early otherwise.
Are those cubes?
Better not forget where it is.
Press G immediately after using an ability to activate the chain, cancel, and switch battle sets faster than usual. Use this to unleash a follow-up attack on the enemy, move out of their range, and more. Okay, job 3s, let's have a look. Using anima shards. Anima shards can be used from the job 3 screen to earn job experience. Joining multiplayer games as a guest will earn you more anima shards than standard play. That's pretty much the same as in Dark Souls. You can join other people's games and help them and stuff like that. Okay, let's unlock this one. Strike the earth repeatedly with your mace, sending out shock waves with the last strike that deals earth damage. Not sure which one I want. Increases MP recovery by 6%. Elemental vulnerability resistance 24%. Holy shit, that's a lot of resistance. New job, White Mage. Cast the chosen white magic spell, unlocks the spell Raise. So you can then heal and resurrect your companions. That's good. This one is a red mage. While active, blah blah blah. We all know what red mage does. And black mage obviously is mostly a damage dealer, even though they sometimes can also cast protective spells and stuff like that. That's really nice. I think I'm gonna go for the white mage simply because as we've seen, healing is really difficult in this game. Like, you run out of healing very, very easily. So being able to heal and resurrect my companions, I think will be really nice. So that means we need to go over here. Now I've unlocked this one, strike the earth, blah blah blah. Let's equip it, I guess. Equip combo abilities from the battle, blah blah blah. Okay. So I now have to select a place to put it. Attack with a chosen magic spell, you will recover MP while casting. Okay, but where's that? Oh, okay, it's over there. Over here. So left click, left click, left click, right click. Okay, let's try that. Aftershock. We can try that, I guess. Left, 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 right. I'm not a huge fan of combo abilities. I prefer just clicking and doing my thing, but I guess we can try this. Okay, left, 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 right. We will give that a go.
Warm welcome.
Left, left. Okay, and you stopped me. Blockable versus unblockable attacks. Attacks cloaked in a sinister aura cannot be blocked. If you see one of these, move away and evade to avoid taking damage. You will be able to block these attacks in casual pussy mode. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Left, 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 right. Okay, apparently not. Left, 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 right. Okay, so that was Aftershock that we just did there. Left, 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 right. Okay, apparently not. Left, okay, apparently not. Left, 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 right. Okay, it's a little bit laborious, to be honest. Because you have to remember left, 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 like instead of just concentrating on battle, you have to remember a sequence of attacks and you have to watch your enemy for whatever attacks they're doing whilst watching your own positioning, because positioning is also important. So I don't know, it's just a little bit too much of a slip, you know. I would have much preferred it if it were like the previous games where you just press 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 in order to do a specific ability. So I'm probably not going to be doing that a whole lot, to be honest. Let's have a look.
Time for a change.
No. Tab. No. 1. No. Right click. Okay, so water. Arrow. I mean, I think water, I'm not sure which one will be good against skeletons. I think we can stick with water. I think it should be fine. Obviously, enemies are gonna pop up out of the ground pretty soon. Then I just need to remember tab and 4. Okay, there's an enemy over there.
Ash, show me what you can do. You got it.
I'll leave it there. Got all your moves?
Holy tits, look at my health.
You okay on potions?
No room for mistakes.
Can you see the legs?
He's dead already. How can he still damage me if he's dead? That's bullcrap. He was already dead and he still attacked me and still damaged me. Okay, that's pretty much that, I think. Just one thornberry in this entire room. Even though he did a stupid amount of damage. I can't go in there. Okay, something bad is... Oh, okay, these guys.
Let's knock them down.
What the hell? I didn't even get a chance to dodge that.
You're dust! Time to die! Die already!
Let's go. Jack, let's go.
I did press space there. I did dodge.
Jack!
And I'm dead. I did press Q. Like, I wish I could show you guys. I'm constantly pressing Q. And it's simply not happening. Like, literally, It's just not happening.
Warm welcome.
That old stand a chance. Go for it, Jack!
Move aside!
This one's got some teeth.
Come on, you can do this!
Careful!
I did press space there to dodge.
Jack, watch yourself. Okay, you okay on potions?
No room for mistakes. That was rough.
At least we have time to take a breather.
I just hate it that when you actually do an input, when you tell your character to do a specific input, he just does not listen. Like it's ridiculous. Like if you think about Dark Souls, which this game is 100% based on, it just does nothing. Like in Dark Souls, immediately the thing happen, the things that you're trying to do, it immediately happens. And yet in this game, like, it just does not happen. I press Q, which is my healing, just doesn't happen. I press space in order to dodge, it just doesn't happen. Like, when you press space in order to dodge, when you try to dodge or block, it should immediately happen. Like, it should fucking immediately happen. And yet in this game it doesn't happen. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm pretty much ready to give my opinion on the game after an hour and 47 minutes of playing the game. I've pretty much made my mind up about the game. So far, my biggest issues with the game, firstly, is the AI. These two motherfuckers right here are useless. The AI in the game is useless. Like I've shown you guys now multiple times. They just stand there. They just stand there and do nothing. Literally nothing. Multiple times they just stand there. You can go back in the video when I was fighting all of those flame balls. They literally stand still. They don't block, they don't attack, they don't use abilities. The two of them just stand there still as they are standing right now in the middle of a fucking battle. That's the first really big problem with the game. Another big problem is the fact that you can't change them at all. Like, you can't change their job at all. Like, if you go here to job 3, you can change yourself. You can change your own skill, your own job, as they call it in this game. Your own job you can change, but you cannot change the jobs of your allies at all. It's literally impossible. So you can change their equipment, even though not all equipment, you can only change certain equipment of your party members, but you can't change their job at all. So if you go over here, literally duelist is the only thing they have. You can't change anything else. They are literally duelist and there's nothing you can do about it. It's the same with this guy as well. If we switch to him and press enter, he is also a pugilist. You can't change him at all. He's a pugilist. You can't do anything at all. So you can't even give him a different weapon. Like if you want to give him a staff or anything like that, you can't change his weapon at all. It's literally just gloves for him, and for the other guy it is literally just these daggers. So where my main character can choose hammers, which is a mage, great sword, let me just go back there, hammers, great sword, lance, daggers, or gloves where I can use all of these different abilities, and I'm sure you will unlock different and more weapons later on in the game where I can use all of these. The teammates are literally locked to one type. This guy can only be a duelist with these daggers, and this guy can only be a pugilist with the gloves, with the knuckles. So it does not leave you any customization, progression for your teammates. Like, what if I want a white mage in my party, or a healer, or a more defensive type job? Well, fuck you, you don't get the choice at all. Literally, Square Enix do not give you a choice at all with regard to your jobs of your party members. You are literally forced, your party members are forced into a single set of attacks and items that they can wear. This guy can only wear gloves, the other guy can only wear daggers. So that's another really big problem with the game. I mean, if you think about all of the previous Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, you can customize your party how you want. So if you want 3 black mages, you can have 3 black mages. If you want 3 thieves, you can have 3 thieves. If you want 3 white mages, you can have 3 white mages. No problem at all. But in this game, you're literally forced to have 1 duelist, 1 pugilist, and then you can obviously be what you want. You can be a mage or duelist, pugilist, lancer, greatsword, dude, anything like that. So that's a really big problem, to be honest. The other massive problem that I have with the game, which honestly affects the entire game, is the fact that you deal more damage to the enemy and receive less damage from the enemy based on the level of your equipment. I mean, that is a terrible method of doing the damage and defense system in the game. So in old games, you have your physical defense and your magic defense and your physical attack, magical attack. But in this game, you have that, but in addition to that, you deal more damage if you are the same or higher level, equipment level, than your enemy, and you deal less damage to them and receive more damage from the enemies if your equipment level is lower than the enemy. I'm pretty sure that is what the red bats were. You remember the names of the bats were red? That is because my item levels, my combined item level, was too low to be fighting against those bats. So those bats will receive less damage from me and they will deal more damage to me. Doesn't even matter if you have high defense or high whatever. It depends largely on your item level. So your item level alone means that you will deal more damage or receive more damage or anything like that. And that, like I said, really takes away a huge amount of the strategy in the game, because normally in all previous Final Fantasies, you would look at the item, like this item for instance, and you would look at the stats. So this one gives more defense, a 3-3, than this one, for instance. This one gives 2-2. But what if this one gave 7-7? You would normally choose the 7-7 item, obviously, because it gives more defense. But no, not in this game. In this game, you are forced to choose the higher level item. So this item, never mind that it gives one more defense than this item that I have, that I had. Never mind that. In this game, you have to choose the higher level item simply because it will mean that your overall item score, your overall item level will be higher. So you are forced to choose items solely based on their level and not based on their stats. You can choose a little bit or based on their stats, like a little bit, but there's no way in this game how a level 3 item is going to be better than a level 6 item, simply due to the fact that with the level 6 item, your item level, your overall character item level will be higher, and that means that you will receive less damage and you will deal more damage to your enemy. It doesn't even matter if the item gives you any damage. It literally shows 0, and there's no damage statistics on this item whatsoever, but you will still be dealing more damage to the enemy due to this item being a higher level, due to the the mechanic that is built into the game, where if your item score is higher, then you will deal more damage and take less damage. That's a really idiotic mechanic. It's really terrible, because like I say, now you're not going to be looking at items for their stats or their set bonuses. You're literally just going to be looking at equipping the highest possible item level in order to take advantage of the thing that I said, where the higher your item level is, the more damage you will be dealing and the less damage you will be taking. So that's a really terrible mechanic that is built into this game that completely destroys any strategy or building that you would have done in a traditional game that does not have this shitty mechanic built into it. And apart from that, obviously, right at the beginning, we saw that the graphics in certain scenes in the game is absolutely terrible. I mean, if we look at his hair right now, like, I would like to be able to turn him. Can we even turn him? Let's have a look. Okay, yes, we can turn him. If you look at his hair, you can specifically see it on the hair and on the eyebrows of the character and stuff like that. But when we were at the very beginning in that field of corn, you could very dramatically see the game looked terrible. I don't know what it is, but it has something to do with hair and with like the corn, those very small textures, like the single individual hairs, the hairs on the eyes, the eyebrows, the corn in that field. The game looked absolutely terrible in those scenes, and it continues to look terrible here. I mean, you can see right through his head there at the top, and the rest of the game doesn't look so terrible. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic. I mean, look at the ground, look at these side what do you call it, the side areas, the railings. You can see it's not very high quality, it's not very high graphics. The cracks in the floor are not actual cracks, it's just a texture. So it's not actual cracks, it's literally cracks that have been drawn on by someone in the art department. So it's not actual, the steps aren't actually broken, it's just cracks drawn onto the textures of the steps. So that's very, very lazy. Obviously, you can see some clipping right over there on top of my head. You see there's some clipping going on there. So there's textures that clip. The textures, the actual textures of the game do not look very impressive. It honestly looks like a 2010 game. If you look at the sky, obviously things are going to look impressive because it's very shiny. Obviously these days it's considered to be very impressive if everything looks shiny. It's like there's a bucket of spunk that has been drizzled over every single texture. But if you look past the shininess, you can see that the graphics in this game is not impressive at all. And I'm running it on the highest possible settings. I'm running it on high. The game's quality can literally not go higher than high. There's low, medium, and high, and I am currently running it on high. There you can see texture detail. It cannot go higher than high. High is the highest. So yeah, I can show you here: low, high, medium, low. So low, medium, high, that's the highest that it can possibly go. So the texture quality is on high, which is the highest that it can possibly go. So this is literally the best that the game will ever look, and honestly it does not look impressive at all. I am not impressed by the graphics at all. Things like this look nice, like this thing moving here, that looks nice, but all of the textures and the stuff, like really it does not look really all that nice. It looks like Dark Souls 3. It's not very nice, and considering that this is a 2022 game from $1 billion company, I really would have expected something more in the line of Final Fantasy 15. Like, Final Fantasy 15 is now already a bunch of years old. It's like 3, 4, 5 years old, and I really would have expected this game to look at least as good as that, since it's made by the same company and it's now 4 or 5 years later. But as we can see, this game does not look anywhere close to being as good as Final Fantasy 15. So that's really also a disappointment. There's other smaller niggly things in the game that really I do not enjoy. I'm not gonna spend time going over all of them. I already told you guys the biggest problems that I have with the game. The good things about the game, the actual good things, I mean, it's Dark Souls. If you are a fan of Dark Souls, then you might enjoy the game. Like, it's rough. The companions are not going to help you at all, so don't expect them to help you. But yeah, it's Dark Souls. Like, if you like Dark Souls, you might like this game, but it doesn't have good graphics. You can't customize your followers. Your followers are absolute idiots. The controls aren't responsive. Like in Dark Souls, if you press a button, it fucking immediately happens. Your controls and your character and the entire control system is very responsive. It's a very responsive system. This game is not at all like that. And I have played Sekiro, I have played Neo, I've played all of the Dark Souls. I know what I'm talking about when I say those games are responsive. This game is not responsive at all. So yeah, the game plays a lot like Dark Souls, in that there's rooms filled with very difficult enemies, and you have to dodge and use your abilities very efficiently, and you only have a certain amount of Estus. Like in this game, it's obviously those little things there at the bottom, the little green pebbles. Those are literally your Estus. Those are your Estus flasks. You only have 5 of them, even though you can get more. And then there are these bonfires that when you interact with a bonfire, it resets all of the enemies. It respawns all of the enemies. So this is literally Dark Souls made by Square Enix, but in my opinion, they did not do a good job at making a Dark Souls game, and they did an even more terrible job at making a Final Fantasy game. This is a particularly terrible Final Fantasy game. It's worse than Final Fantasy 10, 9, 15. It's really a very bad Final Fantasy game, simply because you have so little choice with regards to customization of yourself, customization of your party. It's just really not good. And on top of that, the graphics are bad, and the voice sync, the actual syncing of the lips to the characters' mouths, are horrible, absolutely terrible. And then obviously, in addition to that, what I've said at the very beginning of the video, the game is infected with the Denuvo malware, and the game costs $60, and it has no right to cost $60. I would not pay $30 for this game. There are $30 games that are better than this game, so why on earth would you pay $60 for this game? So yeah, guys, really, I can't recommend the game. I'm not going to play the game further. I really do appreciate Square Enix for sending me a key for this game for the purpose of this review video, but this game is simply not good. Even though I got the game for free, it's not a fun game in my opinion, and I will not be playing the game anymore. There are much better games than this game out there that you can play, and this game, in my opinion, is not worth $60 at all. So yeah, guys, I really can't recommend the game. That's pretty much it, guys. As always, I would really appreciate it if you guys could head over to nexus.gg/LFP Gaming. If you are going to buy any Steam games, if you could buy them through that link, it would be really appreciated. I get a little bit of the money, but more importantly, 30% more of your money go directly to the developers of the game. So if you buy God of War or anything like that on there, then you will be giving 30% more of your money that goes directly to the developers of the game instead of to Valve. And you still get a Steam key, which is obviously really, really important. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I wanted to like Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, but this is simply not my cup of tea. It's not a good Final Fantasy game. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 9 in particular, but this game just did not impress me at all. In fact, it actually disappointed me a little bit. I really hope that Square Enix can get rid of this funk that is on them now for the past couple of years already, and I really hope that they stop this anti-consumer practices of them by including Denuvo malware in the games and just really screwing over people in third world countries by messing up the regional pricing as well. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.